Yeah, man. It's Gatekeepers, man. I'm back here to just to give you a glimpse into the life of a producer. Okay, so this is an interview, one of the interviews I had from the 2019 symposium, NBA symposium for the rookie class. Obviously, this is Tyler Hero. I had a little glimpse of who he was prior, but I didn't know much about his effectiveness as a player. I just kind of had heard his name just in draft talks. So obviously seeing him, I didn't have any preconceived notions. No, not because he was white or anything like that. Um, he looked like a wiry kid, um, not super tall, not super big. Matter of fact, I don't think any of these people that I interviewed really like just impressed me as far as like physically imposing or stature wise. Um, like for instance, like I saw Matis Buzelis, one of the kids for the Bulls, and when I saw him, I was like, man, he's big. I didn't know he was that big. So none of these kids from the 2019 NBA symposium gave me that effect, or I was like, wow, something to like take it back. None of them really did. So um, just like Darius Garland, I underestimated Tyler Hero as well. I'm looking at him, I'm like, good luck, kid. Let's see what you got. So, these are, we all got together as a group. Me and my team composed a list of questions so we could come with a player profile type of a feature that kind of just details the player, where they're from, what they're about, their thought process as far as basketball is concerned, what motivates them, what drives them. Um, all those types of questions, right? And some of them are redundant because we're trying to get answers to piece together, right? We're going to take this sound and make it a jigsaw puzzle. But when it's all done, it should be a cohesion of sound that makes sense, that tells a story, has a proper story arc, something that's going to resonate with people, resonate with fans, right? So here we go. And so, real quick, we can get this while we're rolling. Rolling. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just say your name and pronounce your name, and then tell the people where you're from and who you play for. Okay. My name is Tyler Hero. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I went to the University of Kentucky. Excellent. All right, we'll get started. So now I want you to give me your name. You'll say the same thing, who I play for, and then just give me a tagline, just something to describe you, your play, gunslinger, slasher, attacker, defensive stopper. Just one line that just really summarizes your game. My name is Tyler Hero. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I went to the University of Kentucky, and I'm a bucket. I like that. Now, we'll do it one more time. You'll do the same thing and just say, I'm walking bucket. All right. So the reason why I reteed them is because generally, I still like that answer today, but as you're piecing together these sound bites, you really want something that's going to come with impact, come with emphasis, something that's convicted. So, I love the bucket. I just want to see if he could give repeat the whole thing? A little bit more emphasis on it. Yeah. All right. My name is Tyler Hero. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I went to the University of Kentucky, and I'm a walking bucket. Yeah, nice. Okay. And feel free to loosen up, man. It's all about promoting yourself. I know it's weird when you got the camera looking at you, got these lights, but you're doing great. So you just look right in the lens, just like you've been doing. So, and this is typical of most athletes. You're not used to being in front of that camera. Your whole life is basketball training. You miss out on so many of these other things, even some life skills, even some of these guys, as much admiration as you have for their ability, they may be a little socially awkward just because, they're so removed, you know what I mean? And that's why, man, I say it all the time. Even sometimes you'll see some of these guys make some bad life decisions with their mates early on. They may choose some women who are maybe not, you know, something you would choose for yourself. Is because they're kind of removed. They put so much into their craft, whether it be football, basketball, track, baseball, whatever it is. Sometimes they miss out on some of those social lessons. So even a lot of times with the social stuff, they're shy. Naturally, that camera comes on, they might clam up. So he was doing well. I was just trying to keep him loose.
Cool, man. So, as a basketball player, what do you look when you see in the mirror?
When I look in the mirror at myself, I just look to go out there every game, compete, work hard, try to be a great teammate, try to score the ball, just really try to do everything on the floor.
So, when you're talking about your game, man, what's your game on the court?
On the court, I like to score a lot, try to get my teammates involved. I play tough defense and I work hard.
What do people really not see about you, or what is it that really makes you tick?
Um, I think people don't realize just like the energy I bring. I think that's what really makes me, go on the offensive end and defensive end, just the energy I bring the whole game.
And what does basketball really mean to you? Like when you think about it, is it love? Is it passion? Is it fun? What is basketball to you?
Basketball means, a combination of different things. The love for the game means everything to me. But at the same time, it's fun. You got to enjoy it to be able to, be good at it.
So a lot of times, even when we were writing these questions, we write questions that go down a similar line of questioning because we're trying to get the best answers. And sometimes players may give a great answer to one question and mail in the other one. So you're asking them a variety of questions to get to, some answers that you can put together in a sound bed that makes sense, that's cohesive to translate one specific thought. So
Why do you play, or is there somebody that you play for? Who do you play for?
I play for my parents. Just what they've done for me. I just try to give back to them as far as just going out there and giving it my all because they give it, their all to me.
When you look in the mirror and you're really getting pumped up for a game, what do you say to motivate yourself?
When I'm getting ready for a game, I just look in the mirror, pretty much just try to prove everybody wrong, go out there and prove my worth.
Awesome. What do you see as your greatest strength?
My greatest strength on the court is probably my shooting. Um, I try to shoot, a high percentage every time I go out there.
Awesome. What's the biggest hole in your game?
The biggest hole in my game right now is probably my strength. Just continuing to, get better, stronger. It comes over time, but just gotta keep working hard.
And
I think that's a great answer, by the way. Him and Darius Garland both said, because I mean, that's obviously you're playing in a man's league, you're still developing as a young man. So, I mean, nobody wants to say they have a hole in their game, but if anything, it's going to be, I need to get stronger, right? Like,
how much does it kill you to have that hole?
It kills me a lot. Obviously, I work on it every single day. So just, like I said, it'll take time to, cover that hole up.
How much do you, as a player, how much do you listen to the outsiders and the boxes they try to put you in?
I listen to the outsiders, not too much, but I see what they say as far as, like the boxes they put me in and what they label me as. So I try to, every time I go out there, I try to prove them wrong.
now the whole point, even that question is really just to kind of, I mean, if you're in this draft status and this, in this whole draft process, rather, you're being compared to people, you're being told what you can't do, you're being told what your limitations are, what you're not good at, really just trying to tap into that and see if there's any fire in that player. And most of the time, these guys, obviously, to play at a competitive level, to play at the NBA level, you have to have that fire in you somewhere. You know what I mean? There's no way you could compete at that level and not have that. So really just trying to get these guys to show a little chip on their shoulder, maybe a little edge. People always like that. They always like that from their rookies, right? Everybody wants a dog. Everybody wants to, we got a new draft here. Everybody wants to know they're drafting a dog, somebody who's ready to fight, somebody who has some fire to them. So
And describe a little bit of that frustration when you're told who you are, what you can or can't do.
The frustration when I see, what people say about me is just motivation, really. I'll just take it as a motivation and continue to work hard.
And obviously, you're a fan of the game. Who did you model your game after?
Growing up, I watched a lot of LeBron. Now I watch a lot of like Devin Booker or CJ McCollum.
he actually, him and D Book have a special relationship. Every time he sees him, he tries to bust him up. But if you really think about it, they do have kind of similar games. Like he obviously Hero shoots the three ball, but he likes to get to that mid range to lethal either in either setting, shooting the ball, a lot of the pin down action stuff like that. I think he mimics Devin Booker a lot to me.
What do you like about their game?
Just the way that they, score the ball. They're really complete offensive players. They're really skilled. I just, try to model my game after them.
What's one question that you hate being asked, and why?
One question I hate being asked is, "Are you just a shooter?" Just because I feel like, people try to label that on me everywhere I go.
How do you see yourself on the next level, at the next stage?
On the next level, I see myself, just trying to fit in, for the first couple of years, just doing whatever my team needs me to do. Just be that good teammate, good in the locker room, whatever it takes to get on the floor.
Sometimes players are exactly who everybody thought they were, and then sometimes you'll have a surprise. How do you see yourself in that?
For me, I personally think I'm gonna be a surprise. So just have to continue to work hard every day.
And you're about
All star man, Tyler Hero man. Just even with Darius Garland, kind of same thing. Like I didn't, I definitely underestimated this kid. So big shout to Tyler Hero. I mean, he earned, not given.
how can they just lead to the next stage in the NBA? I'm sure this is a lifelong dream. What does that describe? What that means to you?
The making to the NBA has definitely have been a lifelong dream of mine. Just everything that I've been through, putting as much work as I've put in. It means a lot. But obviously, the journey doesn't stop now.
And forecasting, looking forward. How do you see your future?
Looking forward, I try not to look too forward, so I just try to stay in the present. So I don't know.
Nice. Now I want you to give me some taglines. All right. And just say as much energy you can. It's time to go to work.
It's time to go to work.
Now all these taglines for like an NBA TV promo or commercial. Obviously, they're gonna take all these answers and put them together with some exciting footage and make it like a sizzle reel or a teaser or some of that nature.
Watch me on NBA TV.
Watch me on NBA TV.
Watch us on NBA TV.
Watch us on NBA TV.
Nice. The first week of July will be your first taste of NBA action in the summer league. What will you prove, or what tone will you set Vegas?
In Vegas, I'll just go out there, bring energy, toughness, do what I do, just play my game.
Awesome, man. All right. What do people not see that got you here?
Um, I think I think people don't see all the hours I put in, as far as behind the scenes, hard work and what I do. When people aren't looking.
So like a question like that, like obviously that's gonna be the answer, right? So you're asking questions because you know the answers or in the general area of what they're going to say, ideally in their own words, and then you're gonna put those bites together. So these were questions specifically for NBA TV. That's why I was like, why the taglines and the questions. Even I was wondering, like, probably should have just went through all the questions and then gave the taglines at the end. But that's how it was written down on the paper. So that's what
And
I
what's the
read.
biggest challenge you had to face to get here?
The biggest challenge I had to face was probably my knee injury, coming back from that.
What drives you to be the best?
Uh, really just trying to prove everybody wrong.
Say that with the answer. What drives you?
What drives me the best is to be the best. What drives me to be the best is just trying to prove everybody wrong.
And what do you think what it would take for you to become a great player at the next level?
To be a great player at the next level, just there's obviously going to have to be some lapses and some lessons that have to be learned. Just being able to learn and listen as much as I can from the people who are about above me and just continue to work hard.
And
I also want to point out before the interview started, he's doing a great job of this. But when you're asking these questions, ideally, you would want the interviewee to repeat the question in the answer, because when you're trying to put these features together, if he just would have said, uh, "I feel like my shooting is what got me here," Instead of being more descriptive at the top of the answer and putting the question in the answer, it makes it so much easier to cut. So he's doing a great job of it. I just wanted to point that out.
Do you have it in you to get to that level?
I believe I do have it in me to get to the next level.
Thank you, man. Awesome, man. Appreciate your time.
So that was Tyler Hero, All Star guard Tyler Hero, man. I think he's amazing. I love the fact that, he's never afraid of the big shot. He can be 2 for 7 and still hit that clutch three that we need at the end to tie, win the game. Um, he surprised me. I love his game, and yeah, Tyler Hero, man. That's it for Gatekeepers. To the next one. Appreciate you like